Let's look at the high rounded back vowel oo, as in blue shoe. The symbol for this vowel oo is simply the lowercase letter u, oo, and I use blue shoe as a reminder. Blue shoe is not the best reminder because these are both kind of uncommon spellings for blue and for the oo vowel. The more common spellings are, well, blue is common. It's U plus E. Also common for the oo vowel is OO, like in food or room. EW, a little less common. We use that in new and some other words. And then sometimes we also just use letter O. Not very common, but it's in a few commonly used words. So the first spelling, U plus E, basically means that we have a U, but it's not by itself. So if I had a word, for example, cut, the U by itself just says the stressed schwa, the central vowel. But when we add the E at the end, the pattern for this vowel and many other vowel letters is that a silent E at the end makes the letter say its name. So in this case, U sounds like oo, our oo vowel plus a y sound. So it's not exactly correct. I'm not saying tune in American English. There's no y sound in it. It's just oo, tune. But it's close enough. You can see the difference between cut and cute. That one does have the y vowel. So when we have the two-letter spelling, we're more likely to have the tense oo vowel here, what sometimes people refer to as long U, or the long oo sound. So same thing with the two O's together. Most often they'll say oo. They do sometimes say our vowel, and we'll talk about that in the video for So you need to watch out and learn which ones say oo. Most of the time you can count on two O's saying this oo blue shoe vowel. We also have the EW spelling, and after letters T, N, D, Z, S, a few other sounds, we have dropped this y sound. So in American English, it's not Nyew, but rather just new. So EW is saying our oo vowel here in new and do. Same for this do, that follows our UE pattern. And this do is our exception with just the letter O, do. So these three, I do think the do is due to happen on Tuesday, all have the same oo sound. We also have the O spelling in the word to, although this word is often reduced to more of a t sound in fluent speech. When it's by itself or when it's stressed, it has the oo vowel spelled with letter O. So those are the most common spellings for our oo sound. The accent error patterns to watch out for on this one, most of the time, most non-native speakers are using this vowel correctly because this is a vowel sound that's in lots of different languages. But the error patterns that I hear here tend to be somewhat subtle. One is using the y sound where American English will use the oo sound. This doesn't matter too much because in UK English, they haven't dropped the y sound, so they will say Nyew rather than new, or YouTube rather than YouTube. If you're looking to have the American vowel, learning which ones say U and which ones just say oo, and learning about that pattern can be very useful. You can get more help for that in our Sounds of English course and our videos on the channel regarding oo versus U. So that's one error pattern I hear. The other error patterns tend to be that once people are able to do the vowel that's in good book, they start to sometimes become a little too lax in this vowel. So rather than food, they might say it a little more like food. So they're maybe not going all the way to fully the vowel like in good, but there is an in-between place. If we're looking at the back vowels, we have our oo is higher and our is a little lower and more lax. So just watch that you're making a good distinction between the oo in food and the in good. That can also be confused because of this OO spelling. That tends to be a little bit challenging, and hearing that difference between oo and like Luke, the man's name, and look is challenging. You can check out our video specifically for that contrast for a little help there. and also practice materials for that are available in our Sounds of English course. So that's one of the major accent error patterns that I hear. The other is that sometimes people will bring this vowel too far forward in their mouth. And what I mean by that is that when I say ooh, the tongue should be high and there should be space in the back as well as in the front. And if my tongue is too lifted in the back and the vowel comes more forward, it's more like an U vowel, which is basically making the E shape with the tongue and rounding the lips. U. It's basically like a U umlaut in German, the U sound. And so you want to make sure that when you're saying ooh, there's space in the back of the mouth as well. Not U, but ooh, ooh. So I do have that lip rounding, but my tongue is further back. So that's a little bit subtle, but looking at the vowel sounds in your native language can be very helpful to help you correct this. I like practicing with two-word phrases when it comes to matching, so looking at the contrast words between the error and the correction, as well as just using multiple words and phrases that have our oo vowel, like blue shoe, new room, food soon, two tunes, etc. So two, there's another exception to the rule for spelling TWO. Very uncommon. So of course, we can look at the way sounds are typically spelled, and that will help you with 99% of the words. And then there's certain words that you just need to learn to sight read, that we have two, and two, 3 different spellings with the same sounds. That's English for you. Thanks for learning the American English vowels with me. If you want to go more in depth, you can check out our vowels and our Sounds of English playlist here on the channel. You can also go to our Sounds of English course on speechmodification.com. In that course, we go in depth on each of the vowels. We teach you how to practice and give you materials to do that. It's a great resource to build a strong foundation for all of the sounds of English, to be able to pronounce any word you want confidently and easily in American English. Please check it out on speechmodification.com. It's our Sounds of English course. I look forward to seeing you in our next video.